or tripod thing?
Gail was asking about watching the whole service from the funeral.
Are you sure?
We can put it on.
Right. So
I'll set that up when we get over there.
yeah, maybe we can do that or whatever. Oh, awesome.
Where I gotta figure out a place to.
So you should probably sit right here.
What's the Andrew? I guess we'll. Did you look at how deep we're talking about?
Can I get a picture of this?
Yeah. I just want to set this down somewhere.
I'm not even got what's the wheel, for God's sake. Who's kidding himself? Who's kidding
This was just for today.
Yeah, I see that one. I got it. She had the same picture on it. Yeah, for sure.
I was standing over there. I was like, and we're at Wall Street. I don't know where they see the house from. So I can't see the house.
So I could say, oh, okay. Oh, that road, so that's their road. Oh, I see. Yeah.
I thought I was smart. I was like, I live there. I know, I live there. You should be able to get a ticket. Yes.
See what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's like rust. Well, y'all come on in.
Hey, Andrew, can I have one of those?
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Anyone else need one? Programs?
Linda, come sit back.
You need to hold it. Yeah, we're not far from you holding me.
Oh, no. See, that's the problem. Nobody wants to sit. I want you to sit by me.
Sit.
She's up front. Shirley.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for coming. For the final send-off of my mom, Jean Marie Parkle. My dad, let me tell you a little bit about the stone if you haven't heard or don't remember. My dad and my brother in the 80s, remember what year? Brought this 4-ton stone up here from around the hill country in an old pickup and a trailer. I'm pretty sure the wheels were leaning out while we're coming this way. And had it installed here, back then. So they forethought almost everything having to do with this kind of stuff. And when I tell people about this, they think it's just awesome. I think it was awesome, and this is where I'll be, and hopefully Kimberly with me. So it's very fitting that we're here today, and it's rained last night, so hopefully there's no dust. Can't get away from the wind. So one of the best things about being or having parents like this was I'm no artist and I'm no musician. I'm somewhere in the middle. And I think my grandfather and my Uncle Johnny, the guy and all the people up here that taught me everything mechanical from A to Z. And that helped me bring out the artist in myself. And I'm able to make stuff like this because of their influence. Uncle Chuck, all those people. So I was happy to make this urn for my mom. I made my dad's. And this one's a little more significant. The cherry on the sides is just some lumber I had laying around my shop. But the other parts, the maple, is from a table that my grandmother and grandfather gave them when they were newlyweds, I believe. They used that table for, I don't know how long, I forgot how long, probably 40 years, something like that. It was always in our kitchen in Hurst, Texas. And then they got another table, and that was the breakfast table. So after they were through using it when we moved them to Parker County in 1998, I took the table and took it apart, put it in my shop and store. I thought someone might want it in the future, that I'd fix it at some point. So when I was thinking about, hey, what should I do for my mom's urn? I was looking around the house, it's like, oh, I can't disassemble the house and make parts of the house, you know. I don't want to do that. And I wandered around my shop and I saw the table there and I'm like, huh, that's a nice table in the future for someone, but the extensions never worked all that good. And they were solid maple. I took the extensions off, made the box out of their table that their, in-laws or mom and dad had given them. So that's the significance of this urn. So I was happy to do it. Of course, nothing's ever perfect, but it's good. I like it.
That's good.
So that's a little history behind that. And I would like to invite anyone up that wants to share any memories, good or bad, of my mom. Significant, whatever you would like to do. And please feel free to come on up and share a memory if you have one. Anyway, come on up. I'll sit down. I'm on top of it.
Nobody wants to be first.
I'll say
Go.
I do regret that I didn't call your mom one more time. I wish I would have, but I always enjoyed, and when I say this, I have a lot of people go, huh? But she always reminded me of her dad. And I know they didn't get along that well at a lot of things, but I think that's because they were a lot like each other. And I always just enjoyed how June would just say it like it was. And I married someone like that. There's been more than an awkward moment or two here and there.
No.
It was nice to have that, and that's something I always really loved about Aunt June. She would just say it, and then once it's out there, then it's a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah.
That's just some of my things I always really loved about it.
Go ahead, man. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
I would like to talk about June as a pioneer. 1941, I'm just 5, 6 years old. And she was in charge under Grandmother Copeland, while Ruth and John P. rode a bus to Detroit and drove a 1941 Chevrolet back. But in that role, like milkmaid, the thing she was doing was keeping the physical world together, and she aspired to an art. And I was so impressed when I went to the service for Arthur B. Watkins, and his 2 sons were there, Charles and David. And I was a witness to June
saying to them, your parents taking me in as a college freshman to take care of you paved the road for my career. And lo and behold, as she was passing away, she's being awarded with a Lifetime Achievement Award in the Texas Music Teachers Association. So to me personally, she's been a steady light, guiding me through my own career. So she'll always be here in my heart.
Well, I'll get up. We gotta make it light again, because I can't talk when I cry, so. I have a couple of distinct memories of Aunt June. I'll tell you the not so good one first. So it was when my mom and dad went to Africa, and Aunt June was in charge of the three girls, Anita and Rosemary. And so it was during, I think it was summer, and so we came to the farm. What better way to, be with family and cousins and stuff. And we constantly wanted to go to Aunt Joyce's because at Ruthie Lane and Melinda, everybody was down there. It was like, girls to play with. And I just remember, I think we were like, I don't know, 10, 13, that age group. She decided we needed to take a nap every day. We were like, oh, we don't do that anymore. I'm like, I thought, well, she must have secretly had an ulterior motive. We were probably just driving her crazy. But she did a great job of that. The other thing, there's a couple of things. My family's all music, and Mama and Aunt June served in Texas Music Teachers Association. So there was a special moment, I guess 2 summers ago, that my mom got an award, and Aunt June gave it to her. Sorry. It was special. But now another funny. Brant. Oh my God. It was when we were at the house in Hearst, and Morris decided to check the brakes on a bicycle. And so we were there, we were like,
I may or may not have made a mistake. I don't know.
He won't admit it.
I don't remember.
And to this day, Aunt June thought it was Brant. And my sister Rosemary came flying down one of those hills with no brakes, flipped over the bicycle, skinned her face all the way down. Of course, school pictures were coming up. But when we got back to the house, I just remember Aunt June's, I think it was a broom even, she started beating Brant back into the house. And we're just dying laughing. And he was the hardest. But we love her dearly, and such a wonderful life and laugh, and she was passionate. We love her dearly. So that's my story. You just see that?
And you never admitted to it?
No. Why would I do that? I don't remember.
Me too.
The broom.
I might have made a mistake.
What is he always say? I'll never confirm or deny.
I can't confirm or deny.
That was sorry, you took the heat for something Brent did that you did not.
Yeah.
I don't want people to know about that.
This was the favorite.
Yeah. Most definitely.
So, I'm going to try to get through this. June was a couple of things to me. Of course, a mother-in-law, but more like a second mom. And you hear people talk about their mother-in-laws. Oh, my mother-in-law. Oh, and I was like, mine's awesome. She's just awesome. And so different than my mom in a different way. So some of the things that she was to me, my mom just, she kind of filled in those gaps. and was so always encouraging me to get my college education, and they helped with that. And when Andrew was a baby, that was the semester I found out I was pregnant with him, that I decided to take 3 classes that weren't full time. Not knowing I was pregnant with him yet. But there were times, and I took like an English course, and you have to have a lot of reading, right? And you can't really do that after when you're all this stuff. So once Andrew was born, she would every Saturday keep it for me so I could do schoolwork. Oh, wow. And at times when the first shift, Morris went back to work with Andrew when he was a baby. I was probably back there going, "Oh, Mom, do you have to talk about this stuff?" But I was just, I needed somebody, and he said, "Well, I'll come home," and I didn't want to do that. Like, why can't I do this? I should be able to do this. And she'd take over, swooped in, and helped. She was always there, and always so generous with her love. And, always had that, financially, of course, whatever you need, whatever we can do for you, whatever. But it was just the encouragement, the support, the leadership, per se. And I always laugh because the first date Morris and I had, we were going to go see fireworks, and he was late. If you can imagine that, Morris was late somewhere. Probably the only time, unless it's my fault. He's ever been late. True. I've known it. And so he says he was so sorry and so apologetic when he got there. He said, "My mom is the only one that could make me late. She asked me to get the Christmas tree down in her attic before I left." And I thought,
That's right.
I fell in love with him on that instant, because I thought, what kind of man is this who would, do what his mom asked him to do and go out that for her? So, and another funny thing, when Andrew was a baby, my dad would keep him, but he wouldn't keep him for very long because my dad didn't change diapers.
Wow.
And I said, "Dad, Arnold's 10 years older than you, and he does it. What's the problem? You need to get with the program." And so I said to June, I was talking to her about that, and I said, "Well, how did you get Arnold to do that?" She said, "Honey, you didn't have a choice." I thought,
Yeah.
okay. And in the end, in her last days, she was very, had all the faculties with her, and she knew exactly what to do. And my friend Shelley went to see her, and she said, "Okay, here's what needs to happen. Kimberly needs to take care of Morris." And, she was worried about Morris, and I need to do this and do that. And she gave us all direction and instruction on what we need to do. Yeah. So, and there were a couple of times she scared me in the end, not in a bad way, but she was just so firm, and she knew exactly what she wanted, and did that. And so she was the matriarch of our family. I love her so much.
I'm so honored to be here. This beautiful family. I'm probably the only one that's not related, but I've known Kevin Morris and Andrew for 20 years, and I met the parents right away, and so just a couple of things. One, I remember the first time I sat down at the breakfast table, and it's a huge breakfast table. Yeah. And I sat down, and Arnold pulled out this card. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna pray." And I put my head down, and I thought, "What's he talking about?" And it was right. Was it before Obama? I think it was right before Obama was going to be, and he was praying about, not in his words, about a political situation. I was like, "This is the most." So I wish June and I would have connected sooner about our love for the type of books that we would read. And so we would share books, and then she taught me the most eloquent notes about how beautiful the book was, or or where to keep it from now on, and those kinds of things. But I lost my mother 4 weeks before June passed. And it was really hard to go to the hospital, but I was determined to do it. Sure. And she did exactly that. And I never really shared the whole thing she said, but she walked through every single one of y'all. She started with Morris, and she walked her way through, and she talked about how Morris was her rock, but he needed to keep him focused. She said, keep him focused. It's gonna take all of you. And she talked about how hard she was for him, and how happy she was for Aaron, and how proud she was of Andrew, and how much she said, Shelley, he has been so much to me in these last few months. I can't be more thankful. And then she said, go tell Morris I want to go. And I said, okay. So it was a blessing to know her. She made me want to be a better person. She loved you.
Anyone else?
I would get really excited when I would call Grandma. She picked up the phone the exact same way. She would always just laugh and say, "Oh, Aaron!" Like, it was the exact same way every single time. And I love that. And she just was so excited to talk to anybody and spend time with family and getting down to what's really going on. And she just was more than no words for it. Six big point.
Legacy will live on.
And I don't know, I think just in my adult years, I've taken away more from them, and just in that how they come on, how live their lives, and gave to their family a lot of all their resources, and I think I can point to so many times when Grandma and Grandpa were there for me and all of our families that just changed our lives forever. And I'm just so thankful for that. Really miss it. I don't have anything else to say.
Let me tell you, I'm glad Jim mentioned the TMTA, because my mom, she was always fussing over her teachers. And every year she'd get this big, since 1998 when they retired, she would get this big mailing thing going on for the TMTA, and medals were flying here, and postage there, and all this stuff. And I would ask her every year at that time when I'd see her working on my stuff, I would say, "Didn't you retire? I gotta take care of my teachers." That's what she'd always say. It was awesome. She's gonna be sorely missed, for sure. The state over. There's people from all over the state of Texas that know our family's name, and even the parish family's name, for their involvement in music and arts in the state of Texas, the great state of Texas. Speaking of art, you'll notice on the back of your program here, this is called Fire Wheel, and I think it's a picture or a painting, a oil painting of a windmill that was around here or in New Mexico. I don't remember where, but this was my mom's favorite painting my dad did. It's beautiful. And it is also my screensaver on my phone.
Where is that painting?
In our house.
It's in
Okay.
the Meadow House.
Okay.
So, you know, you can't say much about a couple of people from two sides of the country that met in the great state of Texas, in Midland, Texas in the 50s, and got together. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen when that happens. And it's been awesome. We'll continue their legacy, you know, as long as I'm alive, and I'm sure it'll continue on in your lives and Andrew's lives and everyone else's that they influence. And what else can you say? It was great. Now, I will tell you this other thing I was just thinking of. Our grandparents, your mom and dad, your parents, right? They're the original influencers. You know this, right?
Yes, you're right.
On their honeymoon? In the 20s? No, 30s. Jim probably knows the date.
You're
30?
trying to get the date they married?
Yeah, what date did they marry?
Well,
Just
she
year.
was born in 26.
23, right?
And I think it was a year or two before that.
It
But
was
I
in
don't
the
remember.
30s, late 30s probably.
Yeah.
And they're young. They were the original influencers because I don't know anyone else that took a selfie with a brownie box.
That's right. That's right.
Picture.
Exactly.
They invented the selfie.
They invented something. So if I can get Marissa and Aaron and Andrew on up, grandkids, and I hope this is going to work out. Put the box. No,
That's us.
that's us. Y'all are the thing. It's okay. Just leave it right there. Maybe you can pull up behind you. Drop in. Awesome. Cousin Melanie has a few words. Singing or not singing?
No, I don't think I can do it. Let's pray. Our most gracious and loving Father, we want to thank you for the opportunity to gather with our family today here in Lockney, Texas, and virtually to celebrate the life of such a caring and loving woman. She was daughter, sister, mother, aunt, grandmother, teacher, and friend. She was so many things to us all, and we loved her dearly. Even though we say our earthly goodbye today, we lay her to rest beside Brant and Uncle Arnold and her parents. We take comfort in the knowledge that we will be reunited when our time on earth is complete and you call us home. Her legacy lives on in us, her family. We remember with deep gratitude Aunt Jen, who has left her mark on our lives by giving us love and laughter, but has now gone before us to be with Christ. We hold her in our hearts, knowing that you, Lord, hold her in yours. Thank you, Father, for giving us Aunt Jen to be loved by her, to learn from her, and to do life with her. Her smile, laughter, and zeal for music and life, we carry in our hearts forever and always. We love you, Aunt Judy. In Christ's name we pray, amen.
If you would like to, please grab a piece of dirt, drop it in the hole. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
There's a
If you'd
shovel.
like to, go for it. And we'd like to invite everyone here, please come to Guy Houses because I've got enough food
There's a
for
lot of
40
food.
people. I mean, please.
Invite some friends.
Then we'll fellowship there. Thanks y'all for coming. Appreciate it. I guess I could move the boards.
Yeah.
You gonna go for it? Come on. It's all right. Just a little bit.
Just so clumsy.
Well, don't fall it. Just say. Easy.
She's the smart one in the family.
Yeah. I like that.
Wish I could be like you.
Isn't that great? Okay. She got stuff down. She wants to say. Very good. That's fine.